Wendy with Loaves and Dishes, and today we are making Lexington style crockpot barbecue. Come on, let's jump in. What we have here is an already cooked 7-pound Boston butt shoulder roast. That is what you want to get to make this recipe for Southern style Lexington crockpot barbecue. This has already been cooked, but what you start out with is a large roast about this size. You're going to mix up an oil mixture and rub that on there. You're going to lay it on a bed of onions, garlic, and bay leaves. And then there is a vinegar sauce that you're going to mix up and pour in. You're going to save half of it for a dipping sauce when you're finished. So with that, we are ready to shred this meat and get it ready for sandwiches. All right, we're going to remove the roast from the crock pot. I have let this cool a little bit because, buddy, it was smoking hot a minute ago. You can see here on the top where I cut crisscross in the fat pad on the top of the shoulder, and that's why it looks like this on the top. This is really falling apart, and it may fall into some pieces, and that's okay. We're going to shred it anyway. Just try to remove it in as big a pieces as you can. You want to just remove all the meat, and you'll see that the onion and garlic and bay leaves that you had originally are still in there, and we're going to work on that next. You are going to have quite a bit of drippings left when you finish your roast, and we are going to strain those off into a bowl. Just hold your sieve over the bowl and pour it right in there. And there you have it. All right, we have here the meat that we've removed from the crock pot, and we're going to shred it with 2 forks. Just put your forks like this and pull the meat apart. It should come apart really easily. Remember, there's a really big bone in there that we're going to be taking out. And you don't want to shred it up too fine because we're going to be mixing it back with some of its juices here in a minute. And that tends to soften the meat and break it down some more. If you come across a big piece of fat like this, just take that out. Put it over here in your discard pile. Likewise, if your roast has any skin or anything like that on it, take that out too. Some people like their barbecue chopped, and that's fine too. You could just take a sharp knife and chop it, but we like ours shredded. Okay, all this is shredded. It's ready to go back in the crock pot to heat back up with some of the juices. All right, it is very, very important at this stage to taste your meat, because you'll remember we added quite a lot of salt when we were making the rub, and that may have been enough or it may not have been enough. In this case, I know because I just tasted it while you were gone, and it does need some salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle some salt pretty liberally on here, mix it in, and then I'm going to take this meat and put it right back in my crock pot, and I'm going to add some of the juices back to it to keep it moist. If you just leave it like this, it will dry out and it won't be as good. So. There you go. These bay leaves are not really edible, so make sure you get those out of there. You don't want your guests chewing on a bay leaf. Now, that's really just about done. What we're going to do is take a little bit of the juices that we removed from the meat and add those back to the meat. If you can skim some of the fat off of the top of the juices, I can't really do that here, but you're going to add back maybe a cup or 2 of the juices. And that'll keep it nice and moist until you're ready to serve. Now this is ready to have the lid back on it, and you can put it back in your crock pot to keep it warm. Just stir it every once in a while and you'll be ready to make sandwiches or a barbecue platter in just a minute. This is the dip that we made when we put the butt roast together. And remember, we drizzled it over the top, and I told you to reserve half. So this is what that's for, is once your barbecue is finished, you use this like a dip to dip your barbecue in or to pour on your sandwich. It's delicious that way. We're ready to make our red barbecue slaw, and you can see I've already grated up 4 cups of cabbage. You might think that you need a food processor to do that job with, and you do not. You can use a box grater and just grate your cabbage there, but I used a processor of sorts, and you can see that it didn't get everything, so I'm taking these big pieces back out. Now to this beautiful green cabbage, we are going to add some ketchup. Not here. We're going to add some apple cider vinegar, sugar, and salt and pepper. And believe me, everybody's recipe for this is similar, so you won't find many different recipes. And barbecue slaw is a little different than the mayonnaise-based slaw that you're used to. If you are not from the South and you've never been to a barbecue establishment, this will be a little bit of a shock to you. There's one final ingredient. You're also going to add a touch of hot sauce. Once you have this mixed, you're just going to put it in the refrigerator and let it sit for a couple hours, let the flavors all meld. And again, you're going to want, if you have any big pieces of cabbage like that, you're going to want to pick those out, pull those out. It's very simple to make, and we're all done. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll check out the related links in the post below for the types of recipes that go with this Lexington style barbecue. There's a lot of great things to choose from down there. And then I want you to do something for me. Tell me about your favorite kind of barbecue and what you like on your barbecue sandwich. You can do that in the comment section below. Let's eat.